Hi there, YouTube. It is I, the one, the only, Naudia, Exotica. I'm gonna do something, I don't know, quite personal, but of course I do a lot of personal things on my YouTube, but I wanted to there's a hair in my eyelash. I wanted to do kind of like a video on my work history, job history, because I don't know, like, I think this would just be kind of fitting because I'm a little bit in a rut, a little bit, but I'm working my fucking self right out of that rut because if there's anything my mom taught me, it's to hustle through a situation and not struggle through a situation. Hustle your way the fuck out of it. So that's kind of what's going on with me right now. And I tell you, when it rains, it fucking pours, and I'm sick of it. Like, I'm like over it. Like, I'm not doing this. Nope. I will be getting myself right out of this rut. I don't give a fuck. So I'm like, why not talk about my job history? And what led me to adult work. And why, I don't know why, like, I'm not saying this is the case for everybody, but like, there's kind of like this preconceived idea that, like, you know, the adult work is the end all be all, you know, and that's where you just kind of are at, you know, and that's like all of what you do and all you've ever done. And that's not the case. It's just not, you know. I've dipped my toes in literally everything. I've done every damn thing. My first job ever was at my aunt and uncle's restaurant slash brew pub. They did craft beer there. It was like a microbrewery, and then there was like a restaurant. So, and they had live music there. It was literally like Cheers. You know, like, it was like such a like homey kind of vibe. Honestly, they created such a wonderful atmosphere, and it thrived for like, I think 10 plus years. I feel like it was almost 13 years actually. And so it was just, I don't know. So that was my first job, you know, being in the restaurant world. Yeah, being in the restaurant world. At first I was just doing like bussing tables. Then I did a little bit of cleaning. And then from cleaning I was doing like prep cooking at a certain time. Like, I don't know, it kind of evolved. But so when I was first there, I was probably like 16 years old. And it kind of helped me get on the straight and narrow, like having a stable job. After my aunt and uncle's restaurant, I did retail, was there for a few years. I went from cashier to, I was almost a fucking pharmacy technician. Ugh. That was snatched away from me, which is a common theme. Like, honestly, it's just been reoccurring. Like, it just seems like certain fucking career paths have just been taken from me, you know, and it's bullshit, but it's just the way the fucking world works, right? So from retail, I worked at a bed and breakfast, which was amazing. The dynamic there was amazing. The atmosphere was, again, amazing. It was one of my two most favorite jobs ever. A mother and a daughter ran the place, and there were just so many different quirky coworkers and employees there, and it was just amazing. One of the most amazing jobs I've ever had. And my boss from that job has passed away. She was just the most, I could go on about her, honestly. She was the most like beautiful soul ever. And it's a real shame that she ended up passing. From the bed and breakfast, I've worked at a fucking nursery, a plant nursery. I have basic knowledge of like perennials, annuals, certain plants, certain trees, just random things like that. I love it. I love gardening. I seriously do. And I feel like I learned a lot at that job. From there, I went to, let's see, a high school. I was a janitor at a high school. which was dope. I like cleaning. I've always loved cleaning jobs just because it kind of like gets your mind off of certain things, and you have like a certain task at hand that's quite laborious. Is that the right variation of that word? Everyone loves to get on me about my words and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, it's annoying. And that I'm long-winded or whatever. Fucking whatever. It was quite a demanding job, but I loved that. I love that. Like, I love cleaning in general. It's just very therapeutic. From that job, hell, I did a tattoo apprenticeship. That went to shit. It was bullshit. Like, again, just, oh my God. A wonderful potential opportunity that got swept out from under my feet. I got my bloodborne pathogen certificate. Didn't get to pursue anything else after that because me and my mentor had a huge falling out. That's about as much as I want to give that situation attention. To this day, I still don't like the broad, and whatever. From there, what else did I do? I did retail again at a beauty supply store. I just have to say that if you go into a beauty supply store and you think that those employees are professional cosmetologists, they are not. I've watched some lady convince another lady that she needs to use X, Y, and Z on her hair and completely fucked up her hair. Like, bullshit, right? All they have you do is like certain like workshops and modules on like an iPad, like on basic hair coloring and stuff. Like, come on now, it's trash. Mind you, while I was working there, I was planning on going to this private school for cosmetology, and that didn't work out. They wanted a ridiculous amount of money on the first day of school, and I swear, when I went to that orientation, it was the most humbling thing, because I went with my homegirl, Joanna, and we're like sitting there listening to these like people talk about certain things, and it was a lot of kids with their freaking parents there, the rich, wealthy parents there that were like, you know, gonna give them that $2,000 in tow that first damn day of school. And I just knew that I wasn't going to be going there. Like, nah, the total of it and everything, it was just so pricey. But yeah, so from that beauty supply store, what did I do next? Oh, I was working again in hospitality. However, it was at a hotel instead of a bed and breakfast. I was housekeeping at first for the first few months. Then they seen on my resume like that I had all these other certain things that they were like, okay, well, you know, let's put you in the front desk. I was on the front desk for the remainder of that job. Honestly, I love clerical work. I love anything behind a desk. I love anything behind the computer. I love being very, very just kind of like organized and notifying the boss that someone called for X, Y, and Z reason. I love all the small little detailed things like that. Like, I'm very detail oriented. I always had a journal that I would write down my schedule on. I would notate everyone's account like nothing. Like, seriously, I swear, like, one of my biggest pet peeves at that damn job was not everyone would notate the account. So there'd be like missing information on people's accounts, which was annoying. You'd have to call them, and it was this whole thing. Sometimes it got really messy, but I loved it there. Like, I loved doing that. It was another really low-key job. I'm trying to make this quick because I don't want it to be too long, because people don't sometimes appreciate the long videos, which is fine. What else? From there, oh my goodness, yeah, so, okay, after I left that job to pursue an apprenticeship, a cosmetology apprenticeship. So, I was under the impression I had found a salon that would do it. This salon that I was going to ever since I was like a freshman in high school, the lady who was doing my hair since then, like, was so down for me to apprenticeship there. The program, there was a lady who had offered the program. Her and I had talked, you know, after I gave him my 2 weeks at the hotel job, and it was an understanding that, okay, I'm going to leave this job, accumulate hours at this lady's salon and at my salon of my choice, and you basically do the hours there. You juggle in between the school salon and then the salon of your choosing. right as that happened, the Rona happened. So all the fucking salons were closing down. It was very unstable work. I mean, that was when people were like secretly doing like manicures and stuff, you know, and they weren't allowed to. Like that was around that time. So I just knew that wasn't going to fucking work out. I had all these nail supplies because I really wanted to be like a nail technician through and through. Like that's all I wanted to do. So I was hustling people's nails. I was doing nails for a long time, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 months. Like that was just my income. I was doing like the most detailed shit. Like I seriously loved it. Like oh gosh. And I had like a whole ton of like bomb ass products, young nail powder, fucking, what the hell is that shit called? Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's a certain brand of powders. Like I had the top tier fucking nail powders, jewels, Swarovski crystals. I had a nail plug. This lady who, she had a salon that she would also sell products. So I'd buy like hella bomb ass products from her. It was the whole thing. I knew that wasn't going to last. And I knew it was also like super against the rules. I was not certified at all. And so that was that. And basically I had this epiphany like, okay, we're in this, you know what, and this bullshit is happening. What the fuck? Why don't I just go, you know, do some webcamming? Because I had done webcamming previously, like I've mentioned before on my channel, for like I did it for like a month and a half, and I was like 19. It was a huge responsibility at the time. I was like, I have to save for taxes, you know, like it was super duper like overwhelming for me at that time. So I decided to pick it right back up during all of this bullshit, the pandemic. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. And I fucking did it. And fast forward to now, the point of this video is I'm going to be right back into the ring. I took a little month-long hiatus, but honestly, I'm in such a rut that I have no choice. Like I have to. And I'm okay with that. And I'm also going to leave my video exactly where it's at, exposing webcam modeling. I told a side of my experience that like was just not so positive. And that other people have had this, you know, the same kind of issues. And honestly, I just feel like it's at least shedding light on the situation. And I feel like if I'm saying this, another person's saying this, what pains me is the other people who've had similar experiences that have not spoken up, and will not speak up, you know, like that's what really fucks me is like, I don't like the idea of other people, being in the same predicament, you know, feeling that same fucking way and being super hard on themselves. Like, no. So there needs to be a space, there needs to be a conversation of that. Like, it's just what it is, and it's bullshit. So just because I never condemned adult work. I never condemned the webcam modeling. It was just a side of it that was not okay with me, and I don't like it. However, I'm going to be combating it. Like, it's going to be at the very front of my mind, you know? I'm not just excusing it and sweeping it under the rug. I have a game plan, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to be right back at it. And to be honest with you, throughout, like, I was in quarantine for the past, like, 12 days ago now, like, was when it first started. Yeah, whatever, this whole thing. But like, I had been doing interviews and stuff, and, you know, job interviews, and I'm like sitting there being genuinely real with myself and just like straight up honest. I can't go back to a normal 9-to-5. I cannot. I've had this little slice of cake of being my own boss and experiencing it, and I'm like, I have to keep this train rolling. You can sit there all you want and claim, oh, everyone wants to be their own boss. Yeah, sure, I'm sure they do. However, it takes a certain type of disciplined person to be able to execute it properly. Like, it just does. And I know I have it in me because I've done it for, let's see, it's going to be 1 year and 8 months soon. So, you know, like, it takes that certain, you have to be very strict with yourself, and not just anyone can just do that. They can't. So yeah, like I'm just being totally honest with myself, and I'm like, God forbid, like I go to imagine getting a job and one of my coworkers try and, you know, Google my name or something, and, you know, like it would just be messy. So I just don't like the idea of a new job, of something like that. Like, nah, it just is not going to work out for me. So this is what it is, and I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. I just need to, again, be extremely thorough and just give it my fucking all, honestly. And who knows, maybe one day I would love to be able to leave it to do YouTube. Like, oh, that'd be so great. But yeah, so I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, but I just know it has to, things have to look up from here, because I've been in a rut for a while now. And I'm ready to get my ass right the fuck out of it. It's just within me to want to just hustle. You know, it's that hustler's ambition. Like, you just gotta move it right along. So, yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or video requests, feel free to email me, naudiaexotica@gmail.com. Follow all my links, naudiaexotica.com, and read my blog, which I plan on posting to it soon. naudiascuriotrove.com/blog. And until the next video, you will hear from me very soon.